the Lakshmi. So welcome everyone to the connection circle for the month of November. Today we honor Lakshmi, and good reason to honor Lakshmi is, well, number one, we should always honor Lakshmi because she is the goddess of fertility, abundance, prosperity, beauty, and all good things, right? For the Hindus, for the Hindu pantheon, but also very special reason to honor her, especially this month, is Diwali. So Diwali is a festival of lights. It is a Hindu festival that has been celebrated for over 5,000 years and still celebrated today. And it's very special because it is the celebration of good versus evil. Okay, and it's also the bringing in of wisdom. So it's conquering ignorance over wisdom and conquering evil to be good. In other words, the darkness into light. So it's a very transformative holiday. They call it the holiday of lights. And it's a holiday where we welcome Lakshmi into our homes to be with us for the whole year. Okay, so we're welcoming the energy of Lakshmi to bring us abundance, prosperity, and everything good into our lives, and to make sure that it continues to be that way throughout the whole year. So it's a festival of blessings, and it's where we honor Lakshmi. Now, in some parts of India, instead of honoring Lakshmi on Diwali, they focus on Kali. So we could say that it is a holiday where both goddesses are usually invoked. Kali is also invoked many times, and as well as Lakshmi. So they're both amazing goddesses. Kali, as you know, is a goddess of transformation and rebirth. And then Lakshmi is the one that brings in the abundance and the prosperity. So it's a very amazing holiday, and she's a very amazing goddess. So I'm going to go ahead and start talking a little bit about Lakshmi. Yes, Melanie, it makes sense. The balance of dark and light. So Lakshmi, here we go. Okay, so Goddess Lakshmi. If you can go to the first slide for me. Thank you. All right, well, this is a slide about myself, but you all know me, so we don't have to go through that. So here's a picture of Lakshmi. Lakshmi is one of the principal goddesses in Hinduism. She is the goddess of wealth, fortune, power, beauty, and prosperity. She's associated with Maya, which means illusion. Okay, she is the wife of Vishnu. Some of her avatars are Sita and Radha. Okay, so she took human shape, or she had a human life as Sita and Radha, which were avatars or incarnations of Lakshmi. Okay, and as well as Vishnu took on human incarnations as Krishna. Okay, so we see here the connection. Lakshmi is also known as Shri Lakshmi, Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi, and Kamala. Kamala is also Lakshmi's name. An avatar is, just so in case you're wondering what is an avatar, if it's not clear, it's a different physical manifestation of the goddess or god in different forms. Okay, so in other words, whenever we say an avatar is whenever a goddess or a god takes human form, we call that an avatar. Okay, so it's a human manifestation of the god or goddess. So here's a picture of Lakshmi and Vishnu. Vishnu is her consort. Vishnu is also very important in the Hindu pantheon because there is what we call the Trinity, which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Okay, so Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the preserver, and Shiva is the destroyer. Okay, and that's the cycle of birth and rebirth. In other words, so we have a creator, we have one who preserves, one who destroys, and then Brahma creates again. So it's a constant constant, birth and rebirth. So Vishnu is her husband or consort. She is at her happiest when she is with him. This is a myth or a story of how they met. When the ocean was being churned by the gods in order to find a way to defeat the demons that were at war with them, was as they kept on churning the ocean, Lakshmi finally came out. Okay, she came out of the ocean, fully formed, sitting on a lotus. She was so beautiful that none of the gods had ever seen such an amazingly beautiful goddess. They coveted her. They wanted her. Vishnu was the only god who did not approach her. So we all know how us women, how we act, right? Like the one that does not approach us, that's the one we're intrigued about. Like, why? Why does everybody like us and you're not paying any attention to us? So she was intrigued and went up to him. Then from that moment on, they became inseparable. So she went up to him, started trying to get his attention, and that's when he saw her and became completely enamored. And they've been together ever since. So they are uh, eternal consorts. Okay. Sacred marriage or sacred union of Lakshmi and Vishnu. You can go to the next slide for me. So here's a picture of Lakshmi and Vishnu on the altar. Very important, especially during Diwali. It is a good practice every day, but especially during Diwali, to maintain a picture or a statue of Lord Vishnu near Lakshmi on the altar. If there is no likeness of Vishnu, the goddess Lakshmi will remove the blessings from the house and leave. Okay, so this is a very, very strong Hindu belief that if you want to be happy and you want to be prosperous and abundant and have blessings in your home, you should always have a picture or a statue of Vishnu, some likeness of Vishnu next to Lakshmi. Okay, so you could have a picture of Lakshmi, and of course a picture of Ganesh or a statue of Ganesh is also very important. We'll talk about Ganesh and talk a little bit about it when we get to the part about Diwali. But it's very important that you have something that signifies Vishnu, okay? So that she will be happy and not need to leave your home because she has everything she needs, okay? You can go to the next slide for me. Here is a prayer to Lakshmi that I included so that you could say this during Diwali or any day that you want to connect to her energy. Dearest Lakshmi, please come to my life. Honor me with your protection and your prosperous ways. Please bring your riches, both spiritual and material. Help me find fulfillment and success. Enhance my good fortune. Please pour your gold coins into my life. And so it is. You can go to the next slide for me. So here are some of Lakshmi's sacred symbols. Her sacred days are Thursdays and Fridays, okay, especially Fridays, but in some parts of India, they honor her on Thursdays. Her feasts are Navratri in October, where she is honored as well as Durga and other Hindu goddesses, and then Diwali on November's new moon, where she is honored along with in some parts of India with Kali, but definitely Kali and her are the ones most honored in Diwali. Her colors are pink, red, green, and gold. Her sacred flower is the lotus. Okay, she was born sitting on a lotus flower. So the lotus is very special to Lakshmi. Her sacred animals are the owls and elephants. So elephants in general are very sacred to her, but her best friend or her partner in everything is Ganesh. So the way to look at it is Vishnu is her consort as far as her lover, her soulmate, but Ganesh is her friend, her partner, and the one she partners up with to bring abundance. So Ganesh removes the obstacles for abundance, and Lakshmi brings in abundance and prosperity. So they work as a team. So that's one of the reasons why elephants are very sacred to her. As you know, Ganesh has the head of an elephant. So elephants are sacred to Lakshmi. Owls are also sacred to Lakshmi. They say that she travels on an owl. She flies under a big owl. on top of a, I'm sorry, on top of a big owl is the way that she gets around. So owls are sacred for her. Sacred foods, some of her sacred foods are milk and yogurt, honey, rice, grapes, oranges, all kinds of spices that are also used during pujas, and prepared sweets. She has certain sweets that are traditional sweets that are served on Diwali and also served whenever you want to do a puja or a ceremony to Lakshmi. Some of those sweets are rice pudding, which is called kheer. She also has other sweets that are, famous in India, and usually are offered to her, small especially during holidays. Sacred symbols are also candles and oil lamps. Okay, so Lakshmi being a goddess that loves the light, okay, and especially Diwali being a festival of lights, the more candles, the better. She loves candles, she loves lights, and especially the oil lamps. If you've seen those small oil lamps that you light them with either ghee, which is clarified butter, or oils, and then you light them. And that's very traditional for Diwali and a beautiful offering to give to Lakshmi if you have one. Other offerings to give her are coins. She loves gold and silver coins, which is, of course, a symbol of her prosperity and abundance, her connection to money, to jewels, and then jewelry itself. She loves jewelry. So um it's very common to see people drape jewelry over statues of Lakshmi, like chains and pendants and bracelets. Okay, so that's very common in India and very common here as well. You can go to the next slide for me. So I wanted to mention, if you want to make a significant change in your life and you want abundance and prosperity to flow, not only during Diwali, but during the entire year, there is a significance of fasting on Fridays. So Fridays is the day most associated to Lakshmi. And there is a specific type of fasting that you can do in order to purify your energy and bring in the energy of abundance and prosperity. So it's a way to purify your body, connect with Lakshmi better. You should do this when you are in dire need and wishing abundance and blessings from her. So if you are in strong need of abundance, it's good to do this fasting. Decide how many Fridays you want to commit to fasting and devote them to the goddess Lakshmi. You begin the fast by getting up early on Friday, bathing, and performing morning prayers. Prayers to Lakshmi. You can also chant. There's different chants that are available that you can use to bring in her energy. Okay. Remember, this is very important. Remember not to gossip or lie during the day. One thing about Lakshmi is she's a goddess of truth. She does not like lies. She does not like gossip. She likes for the energy to be positive and for you to be filled with as much positivity as possible. That definitely attracts her. Be on your best behavior to attract positivity. It's important to limit your diet on Fridays to only fruits and milk. So I know this is not an easy thing to do, but if you can handle doing this on a couple of consecutive Fridays, you will definitely bring in her energy. You can break your fast by making rice pudding or kheer and offer it to the goddess and distribute it as prasadam. Prasadam is a sacred offering that can be offered later once it is blessed. So in other words, your goal is to make the rice pudding is just an example. It could be any sweet that you could dedicate to her. But traditionally, what they do is they make the rice pudding, they offer it in front of the statue or picture of Lakshmi, along with candles and other items of offering. And then once it's been on her altar for a period of the day, then you can remove it and take little bits of it and distribute it among family members or friends or whoever is with you. And that is food that is blessed. blessed by the energy of the goddess, and that's called Prasadam. And that's something that you can partake in order to take in her energy. Okay. So that's an example of something that you can do to break the fast. And then chant to Lakshmi mantras. You can also sing to her, which is called arti. And that's, or arti or arati, which are songs, sacred songs that are sung to Lakshmi or to the different goddesses of the Hindu pantheon, and chanting that you can do as well. And then traditionally, on the last day that you do your fasting, you can invite 11 women. Okay, and this is a custom. You invite them and you offer them the prasadam, or the rice pudding, and you can distribute books. So books that you want to share with 11 women that are important in your life, okay, and you can do this gathering. The books are supposed to be a symbol of hope. It brings blessing and abundance. So you are giving them hope by giving them books, and you are receiving the blessings and abundance of sharing the books, sharing the offerings that you are giving to Lakshmi, and sharing that sacred time with your friends or loved ones that you have gathered for this. Oh, this is a special way of invoking her energy and her blessings for the year. Okay, especially when you have something important that you need her help with. The most important thing of everything that I just said is to believe in the blessings that you will receive. Do it with devotion and faith, and Lakshmi will provide. You can go to the next slide for me. So, a little bit about Diwali. Diwali is the festival of lights, celebrated in the month of November. Okay, always falls in November. The goddess Lakshmi is invited to come into the home of her devotees. They light candles and oil lamps in her honor. They bake sweets and offer her flowers to entice her to stay. This is meant to bring prosperity and abundance to the hearth. Women dress like Lakshmi in India, and they invite people to come over to celebrate the holiday and participate in pujas for Lakshmi. Now, if you're wondering what does puja mean, the word puja is a Sanskrit word, and it means reverence, honor, homage, adoration, and worship. Puja is the loving offering of light, flowers, and water or food to the divine. It's essential. It's an essential ritual in Hinduism. Okay. You can go to the next slide for me. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a ritual to Lakshmi, or a puja, or let's call it a mini puja that you can do at home. Okay. Before you do any ritual to Lakshmi, you want to purify your home. Make sure that the energy in your home is as purified as possible. Okay, you're going to clean sacred space where the deities will reside and worship occurs. So it's very important that you clean your home and do sacred space. Okay, so that means purify the home, not only cleaning it the traditional way, but making sure that you can use incense, you can burn sacred herbs in order to clear the air and make sure that the vibration of the house is as high as it could be. If you have any idols of Ganesh and Lakshmi, you will adorn them. Can adorn them with silk clothing if you have, or jewelry. In other words, you want to make sure that any idols are adorned as much as possible. And then you will fast on the Friday before the ritual. Okay, so this is when you're doing a ritual on a Friday, like you're doing a puja for abundance, for prosperity, or for something special, and worship the divine feminine energy. In other words, so you're going to prepare yourself to connect to her energy. As I talked about before with the Friday fast, this is something that you do also before a puja. You can go to the next slide for me. So this is a puja inspired ritual to Lakshmi on Diwali. So this is something that you can do at home to the best of your ability. I put here some ingredients to do this puja. Okay, and I call it a puja inspired because it's not a traditional puja in the traditional sense of the word, but it's something that's similar to a puja that you can do at home with just a couple of ingredients. Okay, so the first thing you want is a kalash, or a pot. Okay, kalash is the name for a pot, okay, in Hindu. You use mango leaves, if you have access to mango leaves. If you don't, it's okay. But if you do, it's good to put it. It's a symbol of purity and prosperity and delight. Um, and Lakshmi loves mangoes. Okay, so that's one of her favorite plants. A statue or picture of goddess Lakshmi, preferably of statue. If you have access to a statue, that would be great. You could use milk, curd, honey, or ghee. Ghee, once again, is clarified butter. That's called ghee. It's used a lot in India for cooking and for lighting lamps, and it's used a lot in pujas or in rituals. Puffed rice, okay, which is rice that it's puffed as I don't want to say Rice Krispies, but you get the idea, but in a much more organic way, of course, like not Rice Krispie, but it's like that kind of concept. It's like a puffed up rice. Puja sweets, in other words, sweets that are normally offered, like what I mentioned earlier about kheer. Right, Melanie, definitely that texture. Yes. Yeah, so just to give you an idea, like what puffed rice is, in case you've never heard of puffed rice. Puja sweets, so kheer or other sweets that are sacred to Lakshmi. Coriander seeds and cumin seeds. Those are two seeds that are used a lot in pujas to Lakshmi. I wrote betel nut laddu. Yes, laddu is actually a wonderful sweet to offer to Lakshmi, but also Ganesh. Ganesh absolutely loves laddu. Laddus are round little dumplings, and they say that Ganesh loves them because they're round, like him, because he's kind of round. He's kind of, abundant, right? So the betel nut, which is a nut that grows in India, this is optional if you have access to one. Flowers, okay, so you always want to include flowers, okay. If you have access to a lotus flower, beautiful. If you don't, it's okay. Roses are fine. Marigolds are some flowers that she loves marigolds. If you have access to marigolds, that would be beautiful as well. Turmeric powder and clean coins, okay, so you could use any kind of coin. Okay, so these are the ingredients you would need for this ritual. Marlu, if you can go to the next slide for me. So here is how you would do the ritual. You spread a clean cloth and create a bed of puffed rice, okay? Place the pot on the bed of rice. Fill the pot 75% water. Put the betel nut, a flower, whatever flowers you can find that would be good to offer to Lakshmi, a clean coin, and then you can put some puffed rice in the kalash as well, inside the pot. Arrange the mango leaves around the opening of the kalash. Place a small plain plate over the top of the kalash. And then there you're going to use turmeric powder and you will draw a lotus on the plate, okay? If you're, challenged like I am with artistic ability, you do the best you can. It's intention that's most important. Place the statue or picture of Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi, okay, on it, and some gold or silver coins, any kind of coin that you can find around her. You also want to place a statue or picture of Ganesh to the right of the kalash. So I want to mention that whenever you do a ritual or a puja, you always start with Ganesh. You will always honor Ganesh. Ganesh comes first. Ganesh is fresh. Honor Ganesh, and then you honor Lakshmi. It's very, very important. He is the one that removes the obstacles for the abundance to flow. So you always want to honor Ganesh first. Now, you close your eyes, you meditate on the word Ganesh is fresh. Yeah, he is fresh. He's just awesome. So you close your eyes and you meditate on okay, so you want to meditate on the word all right? Then you sprinkle water on the items to purify them. Light a candle and take a flower and some rice in your hands. Okay, so you're gonna scoop up that, some of the flowers that you have for her and the rice in your hands, and you're gonna invoke Lakshmi with a mantra. Okay, and there are several mantras that you can use. There's mantras specifically for Diwali, but any mantra that you feel comfortable is fine. Sprinkle the flowers and rice, okay, over the Lakshmi statue or picture, preferably statue, and you'll see why in a minute. because you're going to clean it with water. Then you're going to bathe it in milk, curd, ghee, honey, and sugar. Okay, those are the ideal items that you could mix and pour over the idol. Then you clean the idol again with water before putting it back to the place where you got it. Okay, back to where it was. Then you're going to light incense. And if you have a garland of flowers, offer them to her. If you do, if you don't, it's okay. Just offer her as many flowers as you can. She loves flowers. Make multiple offerings to her of honey, coriander, cumin seeds, puffed rice, and sweet. So you can offer her a little more. And then you meditate on the goddess Lakshmi. Okay, meditate on her for some time. And this is just a beautiful ritual that you can do to welcome in her energy. It's what I call puja inspired, because it's not a puja 100%, but it is as close to a puja as you can do at home by yourself. And you can do this for Diwali, or you can do it just anytime that you want to connect to Lakshmi, okay, or anytime that you want to ask her for something that's significant to you. You can go to the next slide for me. So I want to talk a little bit about Lakshmi, specifically because of Diwali. So one of the beliefs on Diwali is that before Lakshmi is able to come into your home and bless you and bring you the abundance and prosperity that you deserve, it's very important to deal with her shadow, her dark sister, which is called Lakshmi. In some parts of India, they see her as an actual sister, a sister to Lakshmi, a goddess that is everything that Lakshmi is, like the opposite of Lakshmi. Lakshmi is abundance, prosperity, and beauty, and everything good. Lakshmi is the opposite. She's misfortune, she's hardship, she is lack, right? So some people see her as her sister, some people see her as a shadow aspect of Lakshmi. But it's important to deal with Lakshmi, especially on Diwali, because you want to make sure that everything that is negative gets cleared out of your home before Lakshmi makes her entrance, before Lakshmi comes in to stay. We don't want Lakshmi to stay where she's not happy. So that's why it's traditional to deal with Lakshmi. You can go to the next slide for me. So I included here a ritual to eliminate Lakshmi, goddess of misfortune, from your life, to gently oost her out. Okay. This is something that you can do prior to Diwali. The Diwali is this week, but this is something that you can do whenever you feel that you want negativity out of your life. You want to ask Lakshmi to please gently go and not come back in. So what you do is you take 4 7-day white candles, light them consecutively during the period of 1 month. Okay, so this is good to do when, especially if you decide to do the fasting for Lakshmi. It would be good to do this while you do the fasting, like while you are preparing yourself to fast and connect to Lakshmi. You can do this to eliminate the negativity. So what you do is every time you pass the candle, you notice the flame and remember that you are taking charge of your life. Remember to eliminate Lakshmi, to ask her gently to leave. This will change your Lakshmi habits to Lakshmi's. Okay, so it's basically a moment of reflection. You light the white candle, okay, and then focus on removing Lakshmi from your life and welcoming Lakshmi in. Okay, so this is something that you can do for a month, or it could be less than a month, but a month is a good time to do it, especially if you're focusing on connecting with Lakshmi. Go to the next slide for me. This is another ritual that you could do. It's called washing Lakshmi out of your life. This would be really good to do on Diwali. Okay, like you could do this the night before Diwali. So Diwali is a festival that lasts several days, but November 4th, which is this Thursday, is like the main day of Diwali, like the day that you can either connect to Lakshmi, or like I'm saying, some parts of India connect to Kali. But if you are going to do this for Lakshmi, the day before, so that would be tomorrow, Wednesday, you can do this ritual if you like to get Lakshmi out of your life a little quicker. Take a warm bath, in a tub of salt water. You can add kosher salt, sea salt, and a cup of Epsom salt. Okay, so you want the water, if you're going to take a bath, you want the water to be salty as much as you can. Submerge your body 3 or 4 or 7 times in the water. Okay, the submerging of these numbers are auspicious. They're lucky numbers. In other words, not numbers that are lucky. They provide luck, and it provides connection to abundance. With each submergence, you will visualize a Lakshmi washing away and leaving your life forever. Okay, so I included there a picture of a Lakshmi just so you can have like some kind of visual. So she is dressed all in black, dark hair, dark eyes, very somber. Okay, so remember, this is either the shadow side of Lakshmi or like her negative evil sister, if you want to look at it that way. Say a prayer to Lakshmi. Okay, I included the prayer. If you noticed a little earlier when I mentioned the prayer, you can use that prayer or any prayer that you feel guided. Okay, and you say the prayer to Lakshmi to help you eliminate a Lakshmi, to help her leave your life. Okay, and optional, if you want to cry, if this is a moment that you want to be able to just let it all out, really, and cry and release salty tears, in other words, get all of the emotions out of you and let it go into the water, that would be even better. This is a ritual of release. Okay, so that's why I put let them go into the water as you release, release, release. So in other words, the goal is get rid of all the negativity, like pour it all out. Anything that you want to eliminate it once and for all, so that Lakshmi can come in with blessings. Okay, so that's the goal. You can go to the next slide for me. And here is another ritual that you can do. And we actually did this at the last new moon, I believe it was, that we did this, and it was a lot of fun. We also did this in the priestess program when we connected to the Hindu pantheon. So you do a sacred circle to eliminate a Lakshmi and welcome Lakshmi's assistance. This is great to do with a group of friends or family members. Invite trusted friends over. Say a prayer to invoke divine support from Lakshmi and to welcome safe space. Okay, so you want to clear the energy in the house, want to burn some incense or sacred herbs. Whatever you do to invoke sacred space and clear the air, it would be fantastic. Okay. Bear witness to one another as you declare aspects of a Lakshmi you want to release. So each one in the circle goes ahead and says what you want to release. If there's something you want to release, if there's more than one thing, that's the moment to put it out there. Release by chanting Om Shri Maha Lakshmi Ye Swaha. Okay, so this is a great mantra to use with Lakshmi. You can chant this 4 times. And then you do a release meditation where you can visualize yourself releasing, letting a Lakshmi out of your life, letting her step away with all the things you want to get rid of, and then bringing a Lakshmi in, to welcome something that you want to replace with what you let go. So whenever you let go, you want to replace, you want to let go and bring something good. Okay, so then you could do that through a visualization or a meditation that you can do all together. Okay, and then after releasing, you can follow up with a make-a-wish round. This is where everybody gets to share and declare what you want to bring or create in your life. Okay, so this is the moment that everybody gets to say, well, we got rid of this, but I'm bringing in this. This is what I want to bring into my life, what I want to create. Okay, and you get to share this. So this is a great ritual to do. And actually, it's really fun if you could do it on Diwali. That would be amazing. Great way to celebrate Diwali. You can go to the next slide for me. All right, and so if you want more goddess information, you know where to go. Come to Red Tent Goddess Academy's Priestess Program, where you get to learn about not just Lakshmi, but all kinds of goddesses and priestessing. And it is the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of every month from 11 a.m. to 1:30 Eastern Standard. And then there is the link if you would like to register, and if you want to just try it out, so you could take a free class with the coupon Goddess Girls, and that way you get to, you get to sit in and see if this is for you. This is something you'd like to be a part of. And if you can go to the next slide for me. And then thank you for coming to the Goddess Connection. The divine in me honors the divine in you. So Marlu, if you can stop sharing for me. Thank you. All right, ladies. So that is all about Lakshmi. And I want to ask you if any of you have any experiences with Lakshmi, anything you want to share. Is this a goddess you've ever worked with? Anybody have any or questions? If you have any questions about anything that we just talked about, or how to celebrate Diwali, or how to connect to her?
I haven't worked with her, but I painted her for you. Oh. And then after that, one of my friends told me they had a vision of Lakshmi putting coins over my head. And
wow.
I had done some mantras for her, but I never did the 40 days that I wasn't disciplined enough to do the full 40 days.
Well, but that's amazing. So that means that she blessed you anyway. Like, yeah. That's really incredible. So she's an incredibly beautiful and benevolent goddess. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. She is like that. That is her energy. Her energy is one of abundance and blessings. And she's just a beautiful goddess to connect to. Beautiful energy. Like, really, she is one of those goddesses that like personifies the divine feminine. Like, if you ever want an example of a beautiful divine feminine energy, like Lakshmi is, can't go wrong with Lakshmi. She's just gorgeous goddess. Anybody else want to share or have had any experiences with her?
Me, sort of. So
okay.
We did the mantras as part. I was disciplined enough. and I did the 40 days.
Awesome.
But like, I can't remember when it was. I would say like halfway through it, I think. Maybe a little bit more than halfway. All of a sudden I had money show up in my bank account, like unexpected money. Money that I did not, like, I'd canceled an insurance for, like, it was a life insurance because I already have some. They paid me back everything that I had put into it. Like, who does that? Insurance companies don't do that.
Like, no, they don't.
Normally.
No, they normally don't.
A job that I had quit a month beforehand paid me again, even though they had already paid me my last paycheck.
Wow.
All on the same day. And it was a Friday.
Oh.
So.
And it was a Friday. Wow.
And it was a Friday.
Okay.
So yeah, I had like $460 just randomly show up in my bank account with no real explanation.
That's pretty amazing.
It was
wow.
really cool.
Wow. I'm telling you, Lakshmi is amazing. She's amazing. She really, really is incredible. Lakshmi and Ganesh. And I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong.
Happen every Friday.
Yeah,
if that
right?
could happen every Friday, that would be cool.
That would be amazing. Yeah, she's like that though. She's just extremely benevolent and extremely loving. And if you give her an opportunity, she will make miracles in your life. She really will. I mean, she's done them for me, done them for Melanie, and I'm sure that the more you connect to her, the more she blesses you. I can tell you that for a fact. And ladies, Diwali is Thursday. I mean, it's every day this week because it's several days, but Thursday is a really significant day. So if you can do something special for Ganesh and Lakshmi this Thursday, you will see miracles in your life. I'm telling you. Take my word for it.
Is Diwali starting on Thursday or it starts earlier?
I believe it starts earlier, but Thursday there's a day before Diwali that some people celebrate, right?
Yeah,
Melanie?
so technically it actually starts
today, right?
Yeah.
starts
So
today.
the first night
Yeah.
of Diwali is tonight.
Oh,
But-
very nice.
But their sacred night of Diwali, like the one that they celebrate the most, is the new moon.
The new moon.
So which
Right.
is Thursday.
Which is
Yep.
Thursday. Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
because everywhere I looked, it says it's Thursday, November 4th.
No, yeah, that's like the most significant day is Thursday, November 4th.
Mm.
So it would be great if you can do something special for her. So that puja that I put in the presentation is
Mhm.
is a good thing to do if you're able to. If you don't have all the ingredients, because I know that some of the ingredients may not be like so readily available.
Like mango leaves. Where
like
am I gonna
mango
Yeah.
find mango
But
leaves
what
in
if we
Canada?
didn't? Because
I
what if we
know.
didn't fast on Friday? So can
That-
we still do it?
Yeah, that's fine. The fasting is just a practice that is done in India, and it's a great practice. It's very auspicious, but you don't have to.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they see it as a purification.
Right.
And that's why you would do it before you would do any type of like ritual like that,
Right.
because you're
Right.
cleansing your body.
Exactly. But don't let it stop you though from, if you're not able to do that, don't let it be a stumbling block for you to be able to still honor Lakshmi. You can honor her in whatever way you're able to, and that's fine. Remember, the most important thing when it comes to connecting to these beautiful goddesses is intention. Okay, intention is everything. So the goddess knows that we all work and that we don't have mango leaves in Canada, and I don't have access to betel nut because that's something you find in India and in some places that, so you know what I mean? So oh, how funny. No, she says she literally watched, Melanie watched her that's too
Yeah,
funny.
my ex, his favorite sub when he came to Canada, very Canadianized. When he came to Canada, he discovered that his favorite sub was a meatball marinara sub from Subway. So he's Hindu. He doesn't eat cow traditionally, but that was his like favorite thing. And I've watched him before Diwali just down an entire meatball marinara sub. So I think missing a fast, you're good.
You're good.
You're
Yeah.
okay. It's all about
Yeah.
intention.
It's all about intention. Diwali will understand, right? And Marlu says that I couldn't read it. Marlu says, I'm going to do a release of a Lakshmi tonight and find pictures of Lakshmi and Vishnu tomorrow. I will look for the ingredients to have a puja on Diwali, and Friday I will fast. I will commit to 2 Fridays for now. That's awesome. That is fantastic. If you can do that, Lakshmi will shine on you. That is for sure. That is for sure. Because remember, it's all about intention, and she just loves the connection. I want to show you a picture. So I don't have a statue to Lakshmi. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get a nice one. I don't have one. Would love to have a beautiful statue of Lakshmi. I have one of Ganesh, which one of the sisters gave me. Thank you, Molly. Shout out to you. She got me a little statue of Ganesh, which I love it. It's on my altar. But I need one of Lakshmi, so I'm working on it. So in the meantime, I have a beautiful picture that I got from one of the oracle cards of Lakshmi. I love this picture. Okay, so I have this on my altar. And then I have this picture that I got on Etsy, and that's of her and Vishnu. So that's what I have on my altar until I'm able to get the statues that I'm hoping to get. So, oh yes, and I have Lakshmi on the wall. Marlu wants to remind me. That's true. She made me an incredibly gorgeous painting with all of the goddesses of my astral temple, and Lakshmi is there in the south, and it's beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. So yeah, you have those two, have that beautiful picture of Lakshmi. So I have Lakshmi energy going on here. I just don't have a statue that I can fill with milk and butter, but working on it, like goals. These are Lakshmi goals, right? So,
yeah, I know you had liked the one I had. I can maybe show
oh
you
my God, the one,
because you
yes,
love that one.
Claudia
just-
has a statue of Lakshmi that is like, wow.
This one
Look
right
at that.
here.
Look at that beauty. Look at the colors
I like
on
the
it. I don't know
golden
if you could,
coins.
it's gorgeous. Like, yeah, that is
Yeah, it's really
Lakshmi
pretty.
goals. That's
And then we
beautiful.
have Vishnu in the
There you
house.
go.
We found
There
this
you go.
image, I think when we went to Sedona,
Awesome.
we got
Awesome.
him. So
Yup.
now we have
Very
Vishnu,
important. Very important.
and I have my other, this is a picture of Lakshmi that I've had for a
That's
long time. It's
beautiful.
the very first one. I've had it for like 9 years. She's been with me along the journey, moving through blockages of just financial blocks. I've been, I think ever since she made it into my house, I've been being in a space of trust and not get to worry about the money. Like, oh my God, just like really being embodying the energy. Right? You
That's,
agree?
yep. Yep.
I
And
have my
that's
cat over
what's,
here. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and oh my God. And do you have something for Ganesh? Do you have Ganesh near her?
I do, as
Very
well. Where
important,
is
ladies.
Ganesh?
Remember, wherever
Very
Lakshmi
important.
is, Ganesh should be
Yes.
nearby.
Actually, I got them together.
There you
I
go.
got them together. I got this picture of Ganesh plus the other picture at the same time.
Beautiful.
And yeah, this year I actually want to celebrate Diwali, so I was gonna get an oil lamp, didn't get around to, but I did get a bunch of tea lights, and I think they're called dijas, the little plates that you can put oil in a
Yes.
what is that called, a whisk or something? But
Yeah.
I'm just going to use candles for now, but I'll have next year, I'll have oil lamps. And I may do one of the rituals that
Beautiful.
you showed us, because I really want to bring in that energy on Thursday. Yeah, she's
Beautiful.
beautiful. Beautiful,
She
beautiful goddess.
is. She is. You can't go wrong. I'm serious. You just can't go wrong. She's a gorgeous goddess to honor, and always remember Ganesh. Always honor Ganesh. Always, whenever you're going to do anything Lakshmi related, you first welcome Ganesh and then Lakshmi. And
then Lakshmi.
and of course Vishnu is always around. So very important.
And Sister Johanna started her sadhana this Sunday. So if any of you are interested in a 45-minute yoga practice devoted to the goddess Lakshmi, she's actually doing it at 7 a.m. in the morning and also at 7 p.m. So if the 7 a.m. doesn't work, there is also the evening practice, and it's very, very powerful. So 40 days, very powerful sadhana. I think you don't know if she shared, but I'll have her just share the link again if anybody wants to join.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm telling you, you can't get enough Lakshmi. That's for sure.
I know. Yeah, it's been beautiful energy.
Claudia,
So
I signed up for that, but I only went to the first one and I've been slacking. Do you?
Oh, cool.
Do you, I mean, do I start over or just continue?
No, just continue.
Okay.
Just show up. There's no obligation. It's similar to like when we were doing the sadhana. I'm still doing it in the morning when I remember, because not every morning I remember, but when I do, I'm like, okay. So I listen to the little 40-day sadhana Spotify playlist that Ali created. So I listen to the Lakshmi, and then, or I think first is Ganesha and then Lakshmi.
Lakshmi.
So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
whenever, I think just keep showing up.
That's awesome.
Where is that?
Really...
Is it in a playlist or?
She posted it. I think.
Yeah, I made a playlist on Spotify of two of ones that I liked, and I shared it in the group, so I can share it again.
Yes, please, because I think that was in the WhatsApp, but now we're in Signal.
Oh
yeah,
okay.
if you can share it, that would be awesome, Ali, when you have a moment, and that way everybody could do that. That would be
great. In the regular chat, so Connie can get it too, because Connie is not in the priestess chat.
Yeah, put it in the
Connie, I love you, Connie.
Yeah, that's awesome. So ladies, let's do a quick, very, very quick visualization to welcome the energy of Lakshmi. Let's give her a little head start. I want everybody to, you can take a moment, take a deep breath and close your eyes. It's just going to be a quick visualization. I love to end the connection circle where you get an opportunity to like connect to her, even if it's for a moment. Okay. So I'd like you all to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Try to take a very deep cleansing breath where you get to relax. And I'd like you all to visualize yourselves standing by a lake, a beautiful, peaceful lake. And I'd like you to see this lake is filled with trees everywhere. There's lush vegetation. There's flowers everywhere. Beautiful marigolds, flowers of all kinds, all around the lake, all around where all the trees and the grass is. And you notice that there's one lotus flower, one big, big lotus flower, the biggest lotus flower you've ever seen or can imagine, is floating across the lake. And you see that it stops almost in front of you in the water, but so close you can almost reach out and touch it. This lotus flower is whatever color you'd like it to be. I like to visualize it to be a beautiful pink, a deep pink color, but it can be whatever color comes to you. And I like you to visualize the goddess has now materialized sitting on this lotus flower. Notice Lakshmi in all her glory, sitting on the lotus, smiling at you. Notice that her hands are busy with gold coins, jewelry, and money. As she smiles at you, she throws the coins at you. Accept the coins, accept the flowers. She rains flowers, she throws flowers at you, coins at you. And as you get closer, feel her energy. Feel how the energy of her heart chakra touches your heart chakra. Feel the exchange. The waves of love just flow from her, enveloping your aura. Feel your heart chakra swell with love, with connection, with blessings. As you take in all of this goodness, scoop the coins that she threw at you off the floor. Collect the coins, collect the flowers that she just threw at you. Continue to bask in the energy, the connection from her heart chakra to yours. And just when you feel that you can't take in any more energy because you are satisfied and full, she smiles at you one last time before she slowly fades out of your vision. Notice that the lotus flower now starts to shrink and gets smaller and smaller until it's gone. And you are standing there with the memory of your connection to the goddess, of the coins and the flowers and the blessings that she left you with. When you feel satisfied and ready, you are now back in your chair, back in your room, and you can open your eyes when you're ready to open them. Does anybody want to share what it felt like? Did you feel a connection to Lakshmi? Did you feel her blessings? Did you feel the energy from her heart chakra to yours? Was it something that you were able? So overwhelming warmth, says Melanie. That's awesome. Ali, did you get to feel anything?
Yeah, the same as Melanie. Well, warmth, love, peace, just overwhelming.
She has a beautiful energy, right?
She does. Very gentle,
Yeah.
gentle energy, gentle and loving.
Very loving and very gentle. Yeah. That's why in a lot of times she's called Mahalakshmi, which means mother. She has that mother energy, that mothering, nurturing energy. Anybody else want to share what they experienced? Marlu, did you feel more coins coming your way?
Absolutely. I gathered a bunch and flowers. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, ladies, I hope that you enjoyed this goddess connection with Lakshmi and that she showers you with abundance, prosperity, and love, and everything wonderful, especially during this week of Diwali. Enjoy, connect to her, and may she shower you with so many blessings. And I will see you next month when we honor Freya. Next month is all about Freya. And see you at the New Moon Circle starting in 15 minutes. Bye, ladies, and thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Lisa. This was amazing as always. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Perfect timing.
You're welcome. I'm glad.
See you ladies soon.
See you ladies soon. Bye.